see red. All right, Rick Godley here. It is Saturday, the first Saturday of January 6th, and 2024. Happy New Year, one and all. Media Bass, the North Louisiana Division, the 2024 season. The 2024 season is going to kick off in a couple of weeks. Sign-ups to get involved, a very exciting schedule. It's going to be right here at beautiful Lake D'Arbonne, and that's exactly where we are right now. We want to thank Rhett's Tails and Shells for hosting the Media Bass. We got them jumping into the boat podcasts, vlogcasts. Connor Nimrod, Thomas Swallow was just up. Now we're going to have Chris Patton and Brennan Flick coming up, and I see I'm reading the body English of Greg, and you're not able to pick it up, huh?
Oh, I'm able to put it on my personal Facebook page, so we're good.
You are. We're good. All right. Mm-hmm. So tell us who guests number 2 are who.
All right. So we have Chris Patton, Brennan Flick. These guys had an outstanding season with us last year. Finished second on Caney with 30.25. That was, at that moment, the biggest stringer I've ever weighed in over 4 years. And then finished first on Claiborne with 20.38. Those were both wintertime tournaments. And I know you guys are really big into the live scoping, which is cool. Did that play a major factor in y'all winning or finishing first and second in those two tournaments, those two events?
It did at Claiborne.
Right.
Caney, not as much, but
right.
It did help a lot at Claiborne, the way they were scattered.
Yeah. Well, so what kind of baits were you fishing with in those two events?
That's on you, big dog.
Come on, man. Y'all been quiet all season, and now y'all got to kind of help us out a little bit. Let us know.
Just some of the typical stuff you throw at suspended fish.
Okay, so maybe a jerk bait, maybe. I don't know. So you guys did finish 10th overall in the points. Chris, show me some of these swim baits that you're making. He's a sponsor of ours now. It's called Ditch Donkey Custom Baits. How did you come up with that name, Ditch Donkey? That was pretty.
Well, it was by pure accident. The girl that I'm dating she don't know nothing about fishing, which is a good thing for me. So I can tell her whatever I want to, and she has no idea. So I'd tell her I was going to go catch some donkeys, or I'd go catch some ditch pickles. Well, she got it confused and called them ditch donkeys, so it just kind of stuck. So we went.
I like the logo.
So
man.
we went with that. So
yeah. So tell me a little bit about these custom baits. What goes into making them? Man, I imagine you told me you're up 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah. So this was a hobby because I didn't want to pay $200 and $300 a piece for them.
Right.
And I was like, well, I can make those. Well, it wasn't quite as easy as that. I can make them, but then I got obsessed with it, and then it just kind of evolved from there. And now it's, I think I've been selling them for a month and a half now, and I think I've sold right at 100. So
yeah. So what are they selling for?
These are 65, and then the bigger ones are 75.
Okay. I have never thrown a bait like that ever. I mean, I don't know. I have not been able to change with the new stuff, the Alabama rig, the swim baits, and I don't know.
It's different.
Rod, what size rod are you throwing that big thing with? You have an 8-foot rod, heavy.
I throw mine on a 7.9, medium heavy fast.
Okay.
I think and it's got like a 13-inch handle, a butt on it, and I think it helps a lot with accuracy of it, because they're throwing it on a regular rod, you can't.
Right.
You can't throw it where you want to.
So your line size, what poundage line are you
I
throwing?
use 20. Brennan thinks I'm crazy, but
yeah, I think
20
too.
or 25.
Braid or
not fluoro.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I think you are crazy throwing out a 20-pound test, but.
Well, I mean, you get to look at it, so if you put it in the bush, that's your own fault.
That's right. That's right. So, Brennan, you have a guide service now, right?
Yes.
What do you have going on? How can people get in contact with you? Where are we fishing? Where are you guiding at? And what all can you do? You're teaching people about electronics too, right? How to do the
Yeah, we're doing everything, down imaging, side imaging, live scope. I know these days everybody wants to focus on live scope, but as far as like your tournament anglers go, most of your money still gets made behind the console. So people really need to not forget about that side imaging.
Right.
Because that's the most efficient tool you have on your boat.
Right. Get that, man. Well, one other question, we have some fishermen here that not into the live scoping. Kenny Covington being one. I'm almost where he's at on that. I just don't like the change, you know. But would he be at a disadvantage not moving forward, learning that in these tournaments? Do you think he's at a disadvantage at doing that?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
His,
why would that be?
his style of fishing it wouldn't benefit him at all.
Right.
You got to get out of 3 foot of water to use it. So.
Yeah, that's something that all of us know each one of our styles of fishing, and he likes fishing very shallow.
I mean, we've seen it over the past few years when it's really gotten big that he still is in the top 10 every time, you know.
Yeah,
so
consistent.
What he does is it don't hurt him at all.
Right.
So.
Yeah. Well, that was one question I wanted to ask. So there is hope for people that don't want to use the live scope.
And it's not go ahead.
No, I was going to say, I think it's going to come full circle. So, like, all these fish that are quote-unquote scope fish, you know, that are out there floating and being chased like they've never been chased before, that's putting so many more people out in the middle of the lake, out in the abyss.
Right.
And all those fish that used to get terrorized up there around the mats and the pads and everything else, dude, they're just going to get dumber. And
Yeah.
it's going to push more fish up there because fish have been avoiding predators forever. They're actively out there avoiding us.
Right.
So if we're all out there, they're going to go where we're not eventually. It might take a few years, but it's a constant cycle.
Yeah, I think you're right on that. And so there's hope. I mean, you don't have to have a live scope to go win a bass tournament.
And it's not, I mean, I know everybody thinks that if you have one, you catch fish, but it's not a magic tool by no means.
And I guess one other question is, how long did it take y'all to get so good with using the forward-facing sonar? I mean, I know you guys put hours in out there doing this.
I would say-
how much work do you have to put into being good at this?
For me, it was probably at least a year to really understand everything about it to catch a fish, you know, to really like catch fish.
Yeah.
It's just a learning curve.
About you?
I'm gonna say at least a year, but we're still learning. I mean, it's still, you know, this is the second time I've actually thought I've halfway known what I was doing with it, and I'm still learning things every time I go out.
Right.
And it's just trying to make every day on the water a useful day, not just out there wandering, trying to do what I always do.
Right. Garmin, is that what y'all run? Garmin.
And the main thing with it, it's more of a learning tool than it is anything, because we've been told since the time we were little, fish do this, they do this, they do this, and all that's lies. Like, all that stuff that people thought fish done, I mean, they do some of it, but they do a lot of stuff that
you
nobody
never thought.
believes that they do. And
Right.
so that's the key to it, is if you take it and learn with it, and then,
Didn't you catch 40-something pounds on Caney the other day? Where was that at? I saw a picture of you. You had some big ones.
I think like the last 6 or 7 trips I've been on Caney, I haven't been under 30. I mean, it's been
That's insane, man.
on fire. But like the live scope thing too, I mean, everyone wants to focus on like the cast to catch and watching them eat it. It's an efficiency thing, just like everything else on that boat. Even if you're not out there just using it to line up your cast, dude, you're not getting the most out of it. I mean, instead of me out there, say I'm fishing a brush pile and I'm feeling around for it, or I'm trying to feel for that hard spot or that stump, dude, I'm putting it on there the second I pull up and drop the trolling motor. Not
Right.
feeling around, no wasting time. And if I see the fish on that stump, 4 or 5 casts, you don't want to play, all right, I'm on to the next one. And I know I put it around him, he's not acting right, and I'm gone.
Yeah.
instead of waiting for them to bite. And that's what we used to do, is pull up to a channel hole and sit there all day, hoping that they feed twice, you know, and you catch 5 of them. Now you can see how they're acting and go do something else and come back and check on them later. But
Right. So as we get into, you know, you guys did real well in the first 2 events in the winter last season. As we get into the spring, are y'all pretty much done with the live scope, or y'all still rolling with it? I mean, you guys fell off after the first 2 tournaments.
That's
I'm
'cause
not
of this
bashing
place.
y'all, but
this place is terrible.
Yeah,
Can't catch
I
fish
mean,
on it.
yeah, I'm not a
The
big
worst 2 tournaments we had was here, and
Right.
you know, and it wasn't supposed to be that way.
Yeah, I'm not really a huge fan of D'Arbonne either. It's, you know, got the facilities and all that for us to run a big tournament here. That's about one of the only reasons I like it. But
No, we got, I mean, for myself, you know, just getting back, separating the two and getting back to basic fishing during those times.
That's
and
that's
turn it
kinda-
off, you know,
yeah, you
because
got-
I'll find myself trying to use it in 3 foot of water.
Yeah,
and-
so that was the kind of the problem is you couldn't kind of get away from that. You couldn't.
or I'd
change
want
your-
to stay out deep, you know,
Right.
and when I don't need to be out deep.
Right.
So,
Well, I guess you'll learn from that from last year, huh?
That's right.
Move forward this season in the spring. I guess that wraps it up, guys. Rick, do you have any questions to ask?
No questions to ask. Good luck, all the best in 2024. Job well done.
Anything else for you guys that y'all like to tell our viewers?
no.
Sounds
Where,
good.
where can they get the products again?
I have a website that'll be online Monday it's ditchdonkey.com, and then I have Facebook, Instagram. You can order through there also. So.
So just to make sure I heard you correctly, you did not name that after your girlfriend. She's not a ditch
Maybe.
donkey. Oh, don't go
Maybe.
there, man. All right. Good
Hey,
job.
guys, good luck to y'all this upcoming season. We're looking forward to it.
Thank you.
All right, there you have it. We got him jumping into the boat with Gregg Terzia, the podcast here on Lake D'Arbonne, and we are at Rhett's Tails and Shells. By the way, Rhett's is open now 7 days a week, 4 till 9. Coming up next, Craig and Taylor Cobb will be our next guests on We Got 'em Jumping into the Boat, presented by MediaBass.com, the North Louisiana Division. Sign up now for the 2024 season.